Good afternoon, my all. Hope you and yours are doing well. I'm doing pretty good today. It's Sunday, December 28th. It's like 80 something degrees here in northern Texas. Crazy. But anyway, I have the day off, so I have some time, and I wanted to take this opportunity to give you my opinion on my 2026 Volvo VNL. I also want to talk to y'all about what's going to be happening in the year 2026, which is less than a week away. A lot of stuff going on, but we'll get into that here in a few. So, what's my opinion on my VNL? Overall, I like it. It's a very nice truck. It's comfortable. It rides great. October, so November, December, so almost 3 months I've had the truck. I've had two issues, and they are both recurring issues. Okay, one issue is the cruise control just randomly cuts out, just random, no reason, that I can see or think of. It just stops. I think it's because when I hit that deer, it cracked the sensor, the sensor cover, but I don't know. It could be the truck itself. I don't know. And it's kind of annoying, and you know how when you're just in that mode and you don't even realize, your cruise went out until everybody's flying by and you're like, oh shit, I'm only doing, 48 mile an hour. But that's how nice the truck rides. Like, you don't even know you're going slow until everybody's hauling ass by you, even though, even those slow companies like, Raider Express, you're like, oh, okay, that's why. So it's annoying, and it goes away after a few minutes, a few seconds. Like, it varies. Okay, so that's one. Issue number two is I should have took a picture when this happens, but I keep forgetting because I just get frustrated when I see that popping up. But it's basically a transmission fault. I'll go to start the truck and it won't start. And the first time it happened, I had to call breakdown, here at company, Cook, and asked, told them what was going on. They're like, oh yeah, we've had this problem with the new VNLs. This is what you gotta do. So basically, you gotta cut your power. You gotta cut all the power to the batteries and basically do a reset. Okay. It's done that to me four or five times, and it's random. It doesn't have a particular day or time or whenever it does it. But it's done that to me 4 times now. So I gotta get out, cut the batteries off, let it sit for 5 to 20 minutes, flip the batteries back on, let the truck reset, power everything back up, and then turn the key, let it do its accessory and all that kind of crap checks, and then it'll fire up. That has worked every time, but it's annoying. And being a transmission fault, that could lead to some pretty serious shit. So right now it's just been an annoying easy fix, but you never know. So those are the only two issues I've had with the truck so far. Both annoying, but like I said, that transmission thing, that I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It hasn't done it going down the road, which is good. But if that's going to be a regular thing, it would get pretty annoying. And if it gets worse, and you eventually got to get towed, shit. Y'all know how this crap works. Any electrical problems, it could be a 20-minute fix or it could be a 20-day thing. So that being said, if you're looking to buy one of these, honestly, just with that transmission fault alone, I would wait at least until model year 27, which is coming up pretty soon, ain't it? It's like October through December, right, for trucks, at least when they do the next model year or something like that. But anyway, I would wait at least a year from this video if you're wanting to spec an older one brand new. I would wait until at least December of 26, or into January 27, to be honest. If you're going to buy used, it'd be about this time, because there are companies that have already had these for a few months, so they're getting miles on them. Mine, I've got like 17,000 something, so my trucks are almost a quarter of the way to the trade. Because Cook, they trade their trucks every 200,000 miles. So yeah, so if you're wanting to buy used, look up Cook in a year, or year and 3 months, year and a half, see if we got any for sale. But if you're looking to buy brand new, spec and order from a dealer and all that, I would wait at least a year, at the very least. Like I said, that transmission fault alone scares me, because if it does that while you're going down the road, I mean, that could be some serious shit, right? Because if the truck cuts off while you're going down the road, you lose your steering, right? So, yeah. And these new trucks, it'll pop your brakes. Yeah. So that could lead to some serious shit. If you or anybody else knows anybody that's had that same issue, yeah. But overall, it is a good truck. It's just those two minor annoyances. But yeah, if I was looking to buy one, I wouldn't buy one right now. I would wait until that transmission fault goes away. It could be just this truck. Look it up. Research it. If you find anybody else having that same issue, comment below. Let me know, because I'd kind of like to know. But yeah, if I was looking to spec and order one, I would wait until at least next year. At least, But company driver, you're good. You'd be happy with it. If you have your breakdowns and shit, well, I mean, you get your breakdown pay, don't you? But if you're an owner-operator or a small fleet, nah, I'd wait a year, at least a year. But everything else is good. It's comfortable, it steers great, it handles great, maneuverability is excellent. The motor itself has been pretty efficient. I can flat out tell you, I'm getting an average of like 1.2, 1.3 miles per gallon better than my 23 VNL. Yeah, same freight, same weight, and I'm getting over a mile gallon better. So as far as fuel efficiency, yes, it is a lot better. It, for me, a mile gallon more per mile. But with the dedicated account I'm on, we're light 99.99% of the time. So, but if you're a reefer and all that, you can, you'll be able to sort out your, if it's better for you or not. But that being said, overall, I like it. As a company driver, I like it. You'd like it, especially if it's the ultimate trim. You'd love it. The little annoyances about resetting your batteries and all that, I mean, it is what it is. But hopefully that's something that gets fixed. So that being said, that's pretty much my review. There's not much to review on it. Overall, it's been a good truck. It's comfortable and all that, like I've said. It's just those two minor things that I've had the problems with. But I'm overall pretty happy with it. So you can go by that and decide what you want to do with it. If you want one, if you don't want one, if you want to buy one, if you don't want to buy one, and everybody's going to have your opinion. You see it on YouTube, Facebook, F this truck, F that truck, F this, like, that's the thing about social media. Well, just humans in general, right? It's like that saying goes, an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one. So you're going to like it or you're not. It's just that simple, right? Isn't it? So that being said, we're going to move on to the next subject that I want to talk about. So 2026 is going to be pretty much life-altering changes for me, because Cook, about a month and a half ago, they offered me full-time yard jockey spot, and I gladly accepted. So as of January 2nd, 2026, that will be my last day as an over-the-road truck driver. And January 3rd will be my first day as a full-time yard jockey. I've already done my training. Absolutely love it. I love it. I love jockeying trailers. That's one of the things. That's one of the things I love about being a truck driver is the backing. I know, right? Some drivers like, I don't like that part. Well, I do. That's one of my favorite parts. That's why I did trade shows and conventions and all that, man, because I like that challenge. Now, that being said, I mean, there are some spots that I, F this, right? But overall, I love backing. I enjoy it. So doing it, 1 to 100 times a day, I'm good with that. And it pays pretty good. And I can be home every day. The downside is we work a 6-day schedule. Yeah, so, kind of used to it, I guess, being a trucker. So, but still, I'll be home every day. And I'll have that 1 day off. So, yeah. So, obviously, I have to move down here because I currently live up in Wichita Falls, Texas area. So I got to move down here to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So that's going to be change. That's going to be a big change right there. Like, I'm not necessarily a country boy, but I sure as hell ain't no city boy. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, happy medium kind of guy. But yeah, I've never lived in a major city in my entire adult life. So living in or around Flower Mound, Dallas-Fort Worth area, yeah, that's gonna be a change for itself. But something I want to ask y'all is, what do y'all want to see as far as jockeying? Do you want me to, would y'all like to see jockeying vlogs? So, I want to concentrate on channel in 2026. Since I'm going to be home every day, I'll actually be able to, edit, learn how to edit and do some editing so I can actually do actual vlogs of my day. I couldn't do it before, like even now, just because there's nothing to vlog about. We drive, we back into a dock, we go to the next door. I mean, there's nothing to show you. And then when I drove for First Fleet, to be honest, I just hated the company and I didn't want to record it because there's nothing to show. We weren't allowed to record on the yards. We weren't allowed to record at the dedicated customer. I mean, we couldn't record shit at First Fleet, so there's nothing to show you. And then my previous company that I was at for many, many years, it was just too hectic to record. We're in and out, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're, maneuvering. I mean, it would have been great footage, but I'm sure I would have had the same problem because of the type of freight we hauled. They probably wouldn't want us to record it. So, but jockeying, hopefully that won't be any dramas. We shall find out. That first video, especially if it gets any, views, and the customer may complain, the company may complain. I may not be able to do that, but I'm sure as hell going to try it if y'all want me to do it. The other thing I want to do is get more into ETS. I am a big ETS guy, Euro Truck Simulator guy. I have 1,200 plus hours on there. No, I don't think it's that much. 1,000? It's between 1,000 and 1,200, I think. And I love ETS, so that's one thing I want to do, like on my day off, is record a ETS video, and maybe once, twice a week, once or twice a month, maybe 4 times a month, on my day off, do a live stream with y'all, shoot shit about anything and everything. So, but yeah, it's like I said, I want to concentrate more on the channel. And speaking of, I now have over 50 subscribers, which is pretty awesome because y'all have really loved my VNL review videos. I went from like 11 subscribers now to over 50. I think I'm almost at 60, maybe even over 60 by now, which is pretty awesome. So I'm happy y'all enjoy it, but it also sucks because I'm not, like I said, I'm no longer going to be a truck driver. So yeah. That's weird to say. Like, that's all I've done my entire life. Well, I'm only 43, and I know I look older. It's the job and the no teeth, and yeah. But anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to doing more of the channel instead of being trucking. It's going to be more jockeying and virtual trucking, but I want to stay in this genre because that's what I love doing. I love trucks, I love trucking, I love big rigs, you know, logistics and whole, you know, and do the jockeying thing, do Euro Truck Simulator, you know, and anything else we can get into. So let me know, you know, do you want to see jockeying vlogs, jockeying videos, ETS videos? I know there's a lot of people that do ETS. You know, I know there's a shit ton, and I plan to be another one. But you know, I want to do things, try to do things differently. I know some of them I try and watch. They're pretty uptight. They won't talk about this. They won't talk about that. Or you can tell most of them aren't real truckers, even though they say they're real truckers. You know, they like, oh yeah, I've driven here and I've done that, and you're sitting there like, no, you haven't. Like, you can't do that. You can't go the way. Like, you know, but you know what I'm saying. So let me know. Do you want jockeying vlogs? Do you want ETS vlogs? This will be March, April, before things get really going with this channel, because I need to get moved down here sometime. You know, when we stay in a hotel for a while, save up the money, you know, figure out where I want to live, find a place I want to live, and you know, go through all that application process, because I don't want to buy a house down here. I don't want to buy a house in general. You know, I like that freedom. You know, if I want to move, I can move, you know, at the end of the lease or whatever. You know, I ain't got to worry about selling a house and all that crap. So but yeah, once I get moved down here, get settled, you know, I want to start concentrating on some things. So let me know. But yeah, I hope you all have hope your day, the rest of your day goes well, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. So I'm going to stop here before I keep repeating myself. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.